Hi students, how are you all? I hope you're all fine. Please be safe and also ask your parents to be safe. Now let us begin our first online class for the class 7 standard and for the subject mathematics. The first chapter for class 7 is number system. The first chapter for class 7 is number system. Under number system, we are going to recall the numbers what we have learned in class 6. That is, we are going to recall the topics learned in class 6. Next, we are going to learn the definition of integers. After learning the definition of integers, we will be doing some addition of integers. After that, we will be doing properties of addition. First, natural numbers. What are natural numbers? Counting numbers from 1, 2, 3, etc. are called natural numbers, and it is denoted by the capital letter N. Next, whole numbers. Numbers starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. That is, 0 along with natural numbers are called as whole numbers. It is denoted by the capital letter W. Positive numbers. All natural numbers, that is 1, 2, 3, etc. are all called as positive numbers. Negative numbers. -1, -2, etc. are all negative numbers. 0 is neither positive nor negative. After these things, we would have identified the greatest and smallest numbers. For example, we use the symbols less than, greater than or equal to for the following. First one, 10 and 7. 10 is greater than 7. So we use the symbol greater than and we read it as 10 greater than 7. Next, both the numbers are 19. Since both are same, we use the symbol equal. Third sum, 12, 45. 45 is greater than 12, and we have used less than symbol since 12 is less than 45. After using the symbols, we learn to arrange the numbers in ascending and descending order. An example is given below. Arrange the numbers in AO and DO. AO is ascending order while DO is descending order. 14, 18, 10, 4, 26. These are the numbers to be arranged in ascending order and descending order. First, ascending order is the arrangement of numbers from smallest to biggest. So I have to identify which is the smallest number. Here 4 is the smallest, followed by 10, next 14, after that 18, and the final number is 26. Next, descending order. Descending order is the arrangement of numbers from largest to smallest. The largest number or the biggest number is 26. After 26, when I see the remaining numbers, it is 18. After that, it is 14 and 10, and finally it is 4. So this is how we did in 6th standard. Now, moving on to the integers. First, let us learn the definition of integers. Integers are a collection of natural numbers, that is positive numbers, 0 and negative numbers. So we say that integers is a collection of natural numbers, 0 and negative numbers. And we denote it by the capital letter Z. Now, this integers is represented on a number line. So below there is a diagram, that is a number line is drawn. So on the middle you have the 0, and to the right side all the positive integers starting from 1 to 4 is written, and on the left side all the negative integers, that is -1 to -4 are written. is how we represent integers on a number line. Let's move on to some examples of integers, that is, real life examples of integers. How integers are used in our daily life. Now, for the first example, temperature. So we use integers to measure the temperature in -2 degree Fahrenheit or plus 30 degree Fahrenheit. So it is both plus and minus we use for measuring the temperature. Next, money. When we withdraw cash, it resembles negative value, while when we save it, it becomes a positive value. Similarly, the elevation also. Next, we are going to do some addition of integers. First, let us consider addition of two positive integers. So given example is 15 plus 6. So when there are two positive integers, I have to add them. 15 plus 6 is 21. So this is the answer of 15 plus 6. Next, we are moving on to the addition of two negative integers. Example, -15 plus -6. Here both the numbers are negative. So what I have to do is I have to add the numbers and put the negative symbol. So when I add 15 and 6, the answer is 21, and minus symbol is given for both the numbers. So I have to put the minus symbol. So final answer is -21. Next, moving on to addition of positive and negative integers. So now we are going to involve one positive number and one negative number. Examples, first sum 6 plus -3 within the bracket. So 6 is positive and 3 is negative. When one is positive and the other is negative, we have to subtract the numbers and consider the symbol for the greatest number. Here the greatest number is 6 and the symbol for the greatest number is plus. So you have to subtract the numbers and put the symbol for the greatest number. So when I subtract 6 and -3, the answer is 3 and the symbol for the greatest number is plus. So the symbol in the answer is also plus. Next, -20 plus 15. 20 is negative, 15 is positive. Subtracting the numbers, the answer is 5 and the greatest number is 20 having a minus symbol. So the final answer will also have a minus symbol. So this is how we do addition of integers. We'll move on to some properties of addition. The first property is closure property. What does the closure property state? The sum of two integers is always an integer. The sum of two integers is always an integer. Let us consider the examples given below. First one, 6 plus 4. So 6 and 4 both are positive integers. So when I have two positive integers, already we did addition of integers. So here I have to add the numbers and simply put the plus symbol. So 6 plus 4 is 10, which is also a integer. Next, -10 plus -3. Here 10 and 3 are negatives. So I have to add the numbers and put the negative symbol. So 10 and 3, when I add it, it becomes 13. And since both the numbers are having negative, the answer will also have negative. So it is -13. -13 is also an integer. The last example, -7 plus 5. Here one number is negative and the other number is positive. So as we learned before, we have to subtract the numbers and put the greater numbers symbol. So subtracting 7 minus 5 is 2 and the greater number is having minus, so it becomes -2. -2 is also an integer. Now -7 is also integer, 5 is also an integer, -2 is also an integer. So when I add two integers, the answer is also an integer. That is what this property states. Hence, sum of two integers is always an integer. Therefore, addition is closed. Next, commutative property. The commutative property states that if A and B are two integers, then A plus B is equal to B plus A. So now let us consider the examples. First example, I'm going to consider two numbers 9 and 5. First, I'm going to add or subtract them. Then I have to interchange the numbers. Then I have to add or subtract them. Now 9 plus minus 5. So 9 is positive, minus 5 is negative. I have to subtract. The greater number symbol is plus. So the answer becomes 4. Now I have to reverse the order of the numbers. So minus 5 plus 9 is equal to 4. Now when you observe the first two steps, the answer is the same. So that means even if I change the order of the addition of the numbers, the answer remains the same. That is what the commutative property states. Now we'll move on to the second example, minus 11 plus 12. So when I subtract this, the answer becomes 1. Similarly, when I reverse the order of the numbers, that is 12 plus minus 11, when I do this calculation, the answer becomes 1. So addition is commutative. Next, associative property. Associative property states that if A, B and C are three integers, then A plus B plus C is equal to A plus B plus C. Example, 4 plus 6 within a square bracket plus minus 5. So here we are going to consider three integers, okay? So 4, 6 and 5. 4 and 6 are positive while 5 is negative. So first I have to add the numbers which are inside the square bracket. That is, I have to add 4 and 6. So 4 plus 6, when I add it, it becomes 10. So I just write the remaining as it is, 10 inside the square bracket plus minus 5. When I do the subtraction, the answer is 5. Now, according to the given statement, if I write the bracket for 6 and minus 5, that is 4 plus square bracket of 6 plus minus 5. Now I have to subtract the numbers which are inside the square bracket, that is 6 and minus 5. The answer will be 1. So 4 plus 1 is equal to 5. That is, addition is associative. Next, additive identity and additive inverse. First, let us learn what is additive identity. Additive identity is, for any integer a, we have a plus 0 is equal to 0 plus a is equal to a. That is, if I take any integer and add it with 0, the value will be the same integer. For example, 3 plus 0 is nothing but 3, or 0 plus 3 is also nothing but 3. Similarly, minus 8 plus 0 is minus 8, and 0 plus minus 8 is minus 8. So, at the end, I'm going to say that 0 is the additive identity for the integers. Next, additive inverse. For any integer a, we have a plus minus a is equal to minus a plus a, that is equal to 0. So I'm going to consider a number. I'm going to take the inverse of it. That is, suppose I'm taking 9 here. In this case, I'm going to take 9. So the inverse of 9 is minus 9. So 9 plus minus 9 is 0. Or minus 9 plus 9 is equal to 0. Therefore, additive inverse of a is minus a. Similarly, additive inverse of minus a is a. So when I consider this example 9 and minus 9, I say that the additive inverse of 9 is minus 9, and for minus 9 it is 9. So at last, summary of what we have learnt. So we have learnt what are integers, All natural numbers, zero and negatives of counting numbers are called integers, and it is denoted by Z or Z. The number of two integers is always an integer. The sum of two integers is always an integer. Addition is closed. That is, we are going to learn the properties here. If a and b are two integers, then a plus b is equal to b plus a. This is commutative property. So addition is commutative. Next, if a, b and c are integers, then a plus b plus c is equal to a plus b plus c. Therefore, addition is associative. Finally, we say that 0 is the additive identity for integers. Thank you. We'll continue the class in the next session.